Hello, hello everybody. We're live on Instagram and on Facebook for our weekly training. Oh, hello. We've got sounds on. Let me just quickly turn all that off. Weekly training. Every Wednesday we are here at 4 p.m. CEST. So that's 4 p.m. in most of Europe. If you didn't know that already, put it in your calendar because we're here every week for a training. And today it's actually more like a masterclass or a workshop because I want you to write things down. And what I want you to write down are answers to questions that I'm going to ask you to manifest your ideal teaching career with intention. So grab your journal and grab a pen or maybe paper, anything that you can write on. And I'm going to give you the questions throughout our chat today. And for some reason, I cannot share the video in our Facebook group. So bear with me for a moment. Let's see if I can get in another way. Oh, here we go. All good already. So in the comments, if you're watching on Facebook, write down who you are, what you're up to, how you're feeling today. On Instagram as well, tell me how you're feeling. And also write down if you have any goals or if you have anything specific in mind that you want to achieve in your teaching career this or next year. So let's say within the next 12 months, what is it that you want to work on? Or what does your ideal career look like? Maybe you've already thought about that before. I'm just living this. I'm just sharing this in the Facebook group. There we go. So write in the comments, everybody. All right. Yeah, all up and working. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an introduction because the reason I'm doing this with you today is that I myself, I'm very intentional with my goals and I'm very intentional in everything that I want to achieve because I'm more like all or nothing. If I've got something in my mind, I want it to happen and I'm going to make sure that I do everything in my power to actually make it happen. And because of that, I've already achieved many different things. Two of them, obviously, are learning other languages and teaching yoga, but also learning to teach yoga in another language. So this was one of my biggest goals a long time ago. But it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't intentional about my journey. Now, during the new moon on the 28th of June, which also was my birthday, so it was 2 weeks ago, I set a new intention for myself. And that is that this year, in the coming year, I want to help 88 yoga teachers fulfill their dream to become a thriving international yoga teacher. So it might be that these people are teachers already, but teaching another language. It might be people that still have to do teacher training, but want to learn as well to do this in English, to teach in English, but become international yoga teachers. So this is one of my biggest goals this year. And I really love working according to the moon cycle, and the new moon especially means magic to me because it's a time that you can use to intentionally start something new. So it's a symbolic transition to let go of past events, of blockages, of obstacles, and cultivate courage and positivity to plan ahead. So when I created Enga Unite, I knew it needed to be more than just continuing education because there are many courses, many programs, many yoga teacher training, and they are out there offering really great resources to help you grow professionally, but they aren't always accessible and they pay way too little attention to multilingual yoga teachers like you. So there's a lot of really great courses and resources, but they are not always accessible to multilingual yoga teachers because of the language that they use in their resources. And that language, the language of yoga, the words, the phrases, the expressions, everything in using yoga is very specific. So if you're a non-native English speaker and you want to do a course in English, something related to yoga, it's very common that you don't understand everything because simply it's not the language that you've learned while learning general English or preparing for your exams, or when you went to school and you had English classes there. So your challenges as a multilingual yoga teacher are not the same as a yoga teachers teaching in their first language. Because your challenges as a multilingual yoga teacher are about identity, about language, about communication, and which are both very unique and very personal. Yet all teachers in our community, they deal with these things because we're all multilingual. We're all non-native English speakers. So it's identity, language, communication. So in order for me to create an impactful experience, I reflected on the things that I missed in my training and in my education as a non-native English speaker. And that's when I realized that having knowledge is step one, but the opportunity to embody this knowledge and to practice it through teaching experience and the help of a community is highly underestimated. It really is something that's missing in many teacher training and in many different other resources or courses that you can find. So this past new moon, I came to realize that all the work I've put in creating our courses is because I truly want them to make a difference for you. And I believe, based on my experience, but also what I hear from the people that we've already worked with, the people that are doing the English for Yoga course, people on our membership, those that are doing private coaching with me, they really think that they are super inspiring, motivating, and completely personalized to your learning style and your professional goals. So they're really, really personal. Yesterday, I had a one-to-one coaching session with Sabri, who's going to do the Teach Yoga and English course bundle. And she said that the course that she's going to do right now is like Disneyland for yoga teachers. And I thought that was such a funny thing, but also a really, really big compliment. So Disneyland for yoga teachers when you study with us. So our resources and the courses really help you to transform your teaching voice and your techniques and your knowledge and your skills so that you can create the teaching career that you dream of. But I'm going to help you I'm going to help you through a step-by-step plan, ideas and questions so that you can actually do this. And I don't believe that it's necessary to follow the new moon to set intentions. Coincidentally, it's the full moon today, which can be an excuse for you to set new intentions. But I believe that you can be very intentional, or you can set intentions whenever you are ready to become more intentional about your goals and about your journey. So in today's training, I want to help you manifest the ideal teaching career, your ideal teaching career with intention. So now, for those that have been working with me for a while or that have been following me for a while, you know as well that my idea of manifestation is based or is really orientated on goal planning. Because manifestation is the act of focusing your thoughts on a desired outcome. And it's often referred to as the law of attraction. So you attract what you are thinking of. But goal setting is the action of turning your intentions and your desires into an action plan that guides you towards the outcome of the goal. So setting goals really allows you to think, to feel, and to behave in a very committed way towards pursuing and attaining your goals. So manifestation is more thinking about your goals and hoping that you attract it. Goal setting is really feeling, thinking, and behaving in a committed way towards pursuing and attaining the goal. So as you can see, manifestation is a little vague. And you can think of a goal and hope that one day you will magically attain it, but there is no progress to track. And there are no milestones. There is nothing really to celebrate in terms of little achievements and not a real path to follow. So manifestation can happen because it's the law of attraction, but it's very uncertain and you've got no idea when it will happen. With goal setting, you are in control. You're taking action and you're holding yourself accountable and you're working towards something. You're able to track your progress. So if you want to get from point A to point B, you know what steps there are in between that you need to take. So to reach any goal, you need a framework. You need a step-by-step plan so that you can measure your progress, track the steps that you're taking, and intentionally work towards the big goals that you have for yourself. So this framework is what I teach you in the Teach Yoga and English course bundle. So it really allows you, the course bundle really allows you to process your ideas into intentions, down into further specific goals, so that they finally become reality, right? Because that's what you really want to do with this. If you have an idea, or if you really want something, we want it to become reality. So we need goals. Now, as you're carving out the path to your international career, I think it's first very important to ask yourself a few very detailed questions. And the answer to these questions will give you really great insight into where you are at right now and where you actually want to be. So if you hadn't already, or for those that joined us a little bit later, grab pen and paper or grab your journal. Maybe you even have a business journal. I've got 3 different journals, one for my personal thoughts, one for business, and one only for my students. So grab a journal that you like to work in. And I'm going to read out questions that will help you manifest your ideal teaching career. So as you write down the questions, maybe take your time answering them and feel free to write me an email or send me a DM, so a private message with your reflections or with your answers to the questions. Always feel free to share, because that way I can also hold you accountable. There's real power of being in a community that you can share things with, because together we can encourage each other and hold each other accountable. But also, if you want to keep it more private, because I can imagine it's something very personal, feel free to write to me personally. So you can write me at annie@engaunite.com or in the DMs, so in the private messages. So write down question number 1. How is my year unfolding? How is my year unfolding? And the answer to this question can be anything related to the things that you've already done, what you are planning on doing this year, or what you were planning on doing this year, what actions you have or what you're going to take towards the goals that you have set for yourself this year. So how is my year unfolding? At the start of the year, where were you and where are you at right now? And question number 2, what have I already achieved? What have I already achieved? And this doesn't necessarily mean only in this year, but also in maybe after your yoga teacher training, maybe throughout your teaching career, maybe even in terms of transferable skills, so skills that you've gained in one job and that you can now take into your teaching job. So think of all the things that you have achieved already And anything counts. You can write down anything. It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. What have you achieved already? Then question 3, who played a part in my success? Who played a part in my success? And this can also be very big or very small. So think of the people that are closest to you, your friends and your family. But also think of teachers, of mentors or coaches. Think of your students or the people that you have practiced teaching yoga to. Think of anyone that has helped you to have a little bit of success. And remember, the success can be very small, can be a baby step in a direction. So anyone that has helped you taking steps in a direction of your goals, who played a part in my success? Question 4, what positive habits support me? What positive habits support me? And you can think here of your self-practice, of routines, rituals, of hobbies, anything that holds yourself accountable, but also anything that helps you to recharge your batteries, so that really energizes you and that makes you feel very alive again, so that you can really show up for your professional development. So what positive habits support me? Then question 5, what negative habits hinder me? So what are the habits that don't have a positive influence on you? And those can be self-doubt, fears, procrastination, getting up very late, skipping your self-practice, anything that doesn't positively influence you or that doesn't positively influence the energy that you spend on realizing your goals. So what negative habits hinder me? Then number 6, becoming intentional here. What do I want to accomplish before the year ends? What do I want to accomplish before the year ends? And here I want you to write down any big goal that you have, and then analyze that big goal and the little steps that you need to take or that you need to achieve to get there. So for example, if I want to become a yoga teacher, most people here are yoga teachers already. So I'm already a yoga teacher, but I want to be very fluent, very confident, and live and travel around Europe, living from teaching yoga. So what is the big goal? Becoming an international yoga teacher. What do I need to achieve? I need to get teaching experience. I need to expand my network. I need to develop my yoga teaching voice. I need to get in touch with studios or retreat centers or other places in Europe where I can actually work. So write down your big goal and then work backwards, analyzing all the little and the smaller steps that you need to develop or that you need to improve to get there. All right. And then question number 7, which is more like a task, set an intention. Set an intention. And what works really well for me, it's something that you can try, is to work with positive affirmations. So affirmations that give you confidence, that are motivational, that encourage you, but that also remind you of your purpose. So if you find it challenging to set an intention that really works for you, first think of your purpose. What is your purpose in the field of yoga? Who do you want to serve? What is your reason why? Why do you want to help them with this? And then think of a positive way that encourages you and that really helps you to stay confident in believing that you can actually achieve that. So it can be that I've got all the skills and knowledge I need and I'm worthy of being an international yoga teacher. Or A foreign accent is a sign of bravery, and I can achieve becoming an international yoga teacher. So think of anything that works for you and remind yourself of your purpose. If you have any fears or limiting beliefs that play up for you, think of the opposite thing. So if a fear is that you will fail, or if it's a fear of your accent, think of something that's the opposite to turn the the negative what if scenario into a positive one. Yeah. So let me repeat the questions to manifest your ideal teaching career. Number one, and this is really to find out where you're at right now, to then develop your plan to get where you want to be. So number one, how is my year unfolding? Number two, what have I already achieved? Number three, who played a part in my success? Number four, what positive habits support me? Number five, what negative habits hinder me? And number six, what do I want to accomplish before the year ends? And then number seven is not a question, but it's your task to set an intention, a positive intention that reminds you of your purpose and that holds you accountable and keeps you confident in the process. So remember that you can take your time answering them, and that you're always free to send me an email or to send me a message or reply in the comments to share your reflections. Always feel free as well to ask for help or support or feedback if you want it. Yeah, always feel free to do so. Now, because I love your enthusiasm about the course bundle, I want to praise you for your hard work, and most of all, I want to support you on making your international teaching dreams reality. So I've got a surprise for you. I've got a little surprise. So the discount for the course bundle actually expired on Sunday. We're live now on Wednesday, so it expired 4 days ago. But some of you wrote to tell me that they missed out on the discount and they actually still want to join. So I've decided to be very nice and extend the discount for the next 48 hours. So from now, Wednesday, Thursday to Friday afternoon, that means that you can still enroll on the course bundle with the discount. So on the course bundle, you will learn to become very clear on your purpose in the field of yoga and develop your personal teaching style and set very clear goals to pursue your ideal teaching career internationally. You will also learn to understand your role as a teacher and define your own values and your boundaries. This is really important because we can't be available for everyone all the time, 24/7, and we can't tolerate everything in class. So values and boundaries, really important. Now, you will also overcome your fear of teaching and speaking in front of a class, and no longer doubt your pronunciation and your accent. For those that did the challenge with me a couple of weeks ago, this is something we spoke about a lot, but I will speak about it even more on the course bundle. And you will learn all the words, the phrases, expressions, any terms that you actually need to teach yoga in English, but also for your business management and your content development, to be able to speak about everything that you truly want to say without losing the essence of your personality. So you can really stay yourself, teach as yourself, but speak as yourself when it comes to teaching yoga, but also in your business. So if you want to be an entrepreneurial yoga teacher. So you will start to use your new vocabulary and synonyms and variations to feel less repetitive, and practice all of this in context. So you will expand your vocabulary bank, but also get teaching practice to really develop it and to practice speaking as yourself while you're teaching, so that you can offer more than just simple instructions in your class and make your classes way more personalized for your students, but also more accessible and inclusive by unlearning and eliminating outdated and inclusive terms. Because that's one thing that's very important when you want to teach internationally, right? So all of them will really help you how to optimally use your expertise and make a much bigger impact in the lives of your students. So if you haven't seen it already, we are live from the 20th to the 24th on Zoom for the live training. But if you can't be there live, everything is recorded and everything will be put on our online learning platform so that you can catch up whenever you want to. So there's no limit at when you have to finish the course. Remember that the hours that we spend together, you can use for your continuing education hours with Yoga Alliance. So they are continuing education hours called YASEP, and you can use them or register them with Yoga Alliance. And you will have lifelong access to the resources, to the materials, to any updates. So let me know if this is something that you're interested in. Remember that for the next 48 hours, so until Friday afternoon, you can still register with the discount. So it's an extended discount only because you asked and because I'm very nice. So have a look at the link in my bio. I'm going to put the link here on Facebook as well, so you can have a look at it. We close enrollment on Sunday, but the discount, like I said, expires this Friday. So make sure to not miss out on that, right? So you got Wednesday to Friday, 2 days only. I really don't want you to miss out on it. So head to the link in my bio, go to the link here on Facebook. Remember that if you can't join live, everything is on the platform, so you can complete it in your own time, especially now that it's summer and most of you will have a little bit more free time. I think this is a really great time to develop your voice, that when after summer, you can go straight into teaching. Yeah. So I will really hold you accountable, just as all the other participants. We've already had 14 people signed up. So make use of this now. And I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be back with Sage Rowntree, and we're going to speak about teaching beyond the poses. And she's the writer as well of the book Teaching Beyond the Poses. So join us tomorrow. It's Thursday, the 14th of July at 4 p.m. CEST. If you're watching the replay, you will also find the replay there on Instagram and there on Facebook. I will post it here for you. Any questions? I'm here. Don't hold back. Remember, the discount expires in 2 days. You've got only 48 hours to sign up. And I really can't wait to welcome you and to support you on your journey to finally become a very confident and effective international yoga teacher. I'll see all of you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.